Hey, so eXp just made a really big change. They changed up their revenue share program. I'm going to break all that down for you because they just released something called RevShare 2.0, and it's actually pretty unique and interesting. And I'm going to break all that down for you in a few details and show you why it may not change the big issues that they still have going on, but it might address it. So hey, the jury is still out on this, but I'm going to break down what I know about it and also let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Before we jump into that, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. We are always giving you the most relevant information, whether it's the NAR settlement, things that are going on in brokerages, or how to grow your real estate business, generating leads, converting those leads, building a team, and everything in between. We've got you covered here, and the most recent information and updates for LPT Realty. We've got you all covered on every front. Okay, so let's jump right in. I can't go into RevShare 2.0 without talking about context. So eXp, the very same day that they announced RevShare 2.0, they also had their quarterly earnings call for Q1 of 2024. Now that marks the second quarter in a row where they had a year-over-year net loss of agents. So Q4 of 2023 and now Q1 of 2024, there was a net loss of real estate agents on their platform. And as a brokerage that's focused on growth and a stock that performs based on growth, that's a challenge. So they had to go to the drawing board, in my estimation, and figure out how can we get people excited and reinvigorated around recruiting, because we need to see a net positive agent count the next quarter. Otherwise, we're going to start suffering, right? This is not them saying that out loud. This is me speculating, but it's probably not far off from the conversations they were actually having behind closed doors. So what they decided was, let's go ahead and change up the RevShare program, because that's the thing directly tied to recruiting activity, is people getting excited about revenue share. Now, keep in mind, a very small percentage, less than 5% of agents at any brokerage, especially eXp, are earning anything near significant amount of levels of revenue share. Most of the times, less than 5% earn any. And so, that being said, this is their way of trying to capture more people to get excited about the eXp RevShare opportunity. So here's the changes they made. It used to be that on their old model, you had to have a certain amount of agents that were directly recruited by you, that named you directly as their sponsor in order to unlock subsequent levels of revenue share. Now, if you're unfamiliar with revenue share and what that even is, we have a video breaking that down versus profit share and all these other great things, so you can understand that really well. But it's based on a multi-tiered system, and the way you unlock earnings in the lower tiers 2, 3, 4, all the way through 7, is it's all based on how many people you recruit directly into the organization that name you as a sponsor. So, for example, level 2, you used to have 5 people that named you directly as their sponsor in order to unlock level 2, right? And so on and so forth. Well, they've done away with that. Levels 1, 2, and 3 are automatically unlocked. You need 0 qualifiers to be able to do that. And then it goes all the way down to level 6, where they have now been relaxed and there's not as many qualifiers required to unlock those levels of earnings. Now, it stays the same at level 7. It is currently 30. It's going to stay at 30. But again, this makes those first 3 tiers a lot more accessible for agents. Now, here's the challenge there. I don't know that that's going to actually get anybody excited that isn't already excited about revenue share. Main reason why is because most people aren't so focused on how hard it is. They just don't see it as a necessary part of their business. They might not know enough about it. And so most agents don't participate in revenue share, not because of qualifiers and numbers like that, but because it's not part of their business plan. It's not something they're super interested in. It's not something they want to spend their time diverting away from their business to focus on this part of the business, which is recruiting. And so what that probably is going to turn into, and this is what I've kind of seen and noticed out there in the environment, is, well, the people that were already excited about it are just that much more excited about it. Now, just because you're excited about something doesn't make it any easier or any more beneficial to the person you're trying to recruit to join eXp, but I do think it's a smart play on their end to say, how can we get people reinvigorated around going out and recruiting and sending out the eXp message to other people? So I think that's a smart thing on the corporate side. I don't know that it'll make an impact, and I think that there's still a glaring problem for most real estate brokerages, including this plan, which is, how does that help real estate agents actually sell more real estate? I don't know that, right? I don't know how revenue share helps anything in terms of getting more listings, selling those listings faster, and getting more business from those listings. So I do believe that it's a good strategic plan from corporate. I do think they'll see some traction with it. I would imagine so, because people seem to be excited that we're already excited about it. But TBD, I don't know. Maybe they're geniuses and this whole thing somehow really translates into solid growth for them as an organization. And I wish them the best of luck on that. The reason why I question what this move is all about and why I kind of landed on looking at the quarterly earnings calls is because, again, I think, and from my conversations with realtors every single day, the real focus should be, what are you doing to help me actually sell more real estate? How can I win more business? How can I navigate these things better, be more profitable? Well, that's why, even though this is really great, and I've even gotten some calls from eXp people saying, hey, you should move over because of this new thing, that's really cool, but it doesn't necessarily help actually deliver on what it is that I believe agents need, which again is selling real estate, which is why I'm staying at LPT, because LPT provides the opportunity to lower your fees by having a flat fee option capped at $5,000, right? You can also participate in revenue share if that's your thing, but you're not forced into that, right? You're not forced into that compensation plan. In addition to that, free marketing tools. And so by implementing free marketing tools and having a low fee structure, you're able to reinvest back into your business. You're able to spend more money on marketing and advertising and lead generation. And you're also given tools to help you win more listings, get those listings sold faster, and win more business from those listings. And so because of that, I think that although any revenue share company could come out with any amazing incentive around recruiting, I believe that's missing the mark, and the mark has to be, how can we help agents sell more homes? Because that's what they're there to do, not necessarily recruit. Now, another quick thing, and it's a part of this RevShare, and I'd be remiss not to mention this, is that eXp admitted that the model that they were working on, based on a percentage of the RevShare pool that they were passing out, was creating sustainability issues. Sustainability issues in terms of, hey, this money, a lot of it's getting paid out to the RevShare partners, which I'm sure they're very happy about, but it kind of leaves the company at a loss as to how to pay their bills. And so they had something called the buffering system. I don't know much about it. They mentioned it real briefly in the conversation and rolling this out, but here's what they did. They went full transparent on everybody, which I think is a good thing, because there was some talks that they weren't being super transparent. I don't know. I'm not part of that organization anymore, so that's just hearsay for all I know. But what I do know is they're very upfront now. They're going 50%. They started way back in the day at 100%, then they went down to 75%, and now they're at 50%. And by the way, LPT started at 50% because they knew that that was going to be an issue. So they brought the amount of revenue share that's being paid at down to 50%. They're being super transparent about it. I like that. I like the fact that they did acknowledge that it was a sustainability issue when you're paying out a big share of that revenue share pool out to top earners. So all that said, I hope this gives you really good context for what's going on at eXp, the RevShare 2.0 program. Some people, I'm sure, are getting really excited and earning money from that. And in addition to that, there's probably plenty of people that will realize, okay, that was great for the season. What's the next thing that's going to help us with the growth? Because here's the problem. I don't know why they're experiencing a lack of growth other than other really good models coming out like LPT. There's actually been a lot of people that moved from eXp to LPT for various reasons. I'm not sure about all of them. I know why I moved, and I have a video about why all that worked. But the important thing is this. They're making some changes. They're trying to adjust to the market, and I wanted to give you the information as objectively as I could, although I do believe that there are some things that could be done differently, specifically how we're going to help agents sell more real estate. Now, I've said that 1,000 times in this video already, so I'll get off my soapbox. And if you do have any questions or comments about that, or about how LPT's RevShare works and why it already started at 50%, whereas eXp came down to 50%, well, that's a whole different conversation. Happy to have that with you. In the description below, you can find a link where you could book one-on-one time with me to learn more about LPT, or if you just want to talk about business or tell me how much you love eXp. I'm fine with that too. Happy to chat with you. Until next time, happy selling.